I grew up the son of a fisherman. We didn't have much. Some nights I even slept on the streets. For beginnings like that, you might expect someone to always be fighting or just trying to survive. And for a while, that's exactly what I did. But the journey that followed and the unexpected successes along the way taught me something I never expected to learn, something I want to share with you today. I call it givingism. When I was 8 years old, I started fishing with my dad, making a penny a fish. I stuck with it until I was 20. Then I decided I didn't need my parents' wisdom anymore, so I left home. And yeah, that decision didn't go too well. I ended up homeless for years. Eventually, though, my family and I reconciled, and we launched a small flax oil business together. What we didn't realize was that omega-3 was about ready to explode into the marketplace, and suddenly this little venture turned into a 30-year wave of success. In those early years, I devoured every book, every magazine article, every scrap of business advice I could get my hands on. One day I stumbled across a single line in a magazine. When you take care of your employees, they'll be more productive. That sentence confused me. Till then, I thought business was all about competing, outworking, outsmarting, crushing the other guy. But suddenly I asked myself, what if instead of competing, I just cared? Not only about my employees, but my vendors and distributors, even my competitors. That was the moment of the birth of givingism. Most people believe business is about making money, and money does matter. But when money becomes the only focus, people get hurt in the process. When people become the focus, prosperity grows for everyone. I realized this even more deeply years later. My family had reached success. We all owned our own homes outright. We were way beyond just trying to survive. And at the same time, we were doing something in the background. We gave products away at a discount or free to people who needed them. So one day I thought, why is giving an afterthought? What if giving was at the center? That was the moment I truly committed my life to givingism. So let me tell you what that means in practice. Givingism is a set of 19 guiding principles built on one foundation. Make decisions through care so that everyone prospers. Here's some of the principles. Everything is done in love. I recognize that love goes deeper than care. Love means no cutting corners, no deception, no taking advantage. Remember once having the chance to expand in a new market? Would have made us a lot of money, millions, but it would have crushed another business. And I thought about the owner, his family, his employees, and I just walked away. Because in givingism, profit never comes at another person's expense. Another principle is always help others to prosper. Many of our employees start entry-level jobs, so we created a $5,000 annual education fund for each person. And that's whether they stayed with us or not. Because when they graduate, they're probably going to make twice as much as what we'd be able to pay them. And I really love helping people. It's a lot of fun. But my favorite principle, you can't step on someone to prosper. Every decision, we ask one question. Will this harm anyone? Again, employees, vendors, distributors, competitors. The answer is yes, we don't do it. Because prosperity gained by harming someone isn't prosperity at all. So what happens when you live and work this way? Something really surprising. When they win, you win. You just don't get what you take, you get what you give. So I began to wonder, what if this idea reached beyond one company? Imagine if businesses actually competed to help each other succeed. Imagine if we measured economic health not just by GDP, but by how many people were truly thriving. Scarcity thinking divides us. It tells us there's not enough to go around. Prosperity thinking says we all rise when we lift each other up. And I believe it begins with the philosophy of givingism. So here's my challenge to you. Stop asking the question, how do I get ahead? And start asking the question, how do we all get ahead? Because my life has shown me this. When you help others prosper, you prosper more. That's the heart of givingism. It's a philosophy of prosperity rooted in giving, a way of living and working where no one has to lose for others to win. And it starts with all of us. Thank you.